The National Media Community Award (NMCA) 2021 is an annual event held to recognize the vital role of media practitioners in Nigeria. This year's celebration, themed Nigerian Enduring Democracy, the need for a bold media, seeks to encourage journalists to stay focused on the objectives of their profession.
So the best journalists were the journalists who are extremely self-motivated. When I look around now, it's difficult to find many journalists who are self-motivated. A lot of journalists that we see today are people who became journalists because they could not find something else to do. Journalists are reluctant to add even a fresh line to an investigative story. Your own fresh line. People will go on the net and simply download stuff. People will syndicate stories amongst themselves. Ask me the state of the profession, I think we can do a lot better than we are doing now. A lot has to change. When we talk about restructuring our country, a lot of us need to restructure our hearts. And journalists too, those who want to continue to be journalists and not those who simply see journalism as a stopgap measure. They need to restructure their hearts and rededicate themselves to the ideals of our profession.
While speaking, Lekan Otunfoduri, a renowned journalist, emphasized on the need to avoid dissemination of fake news in all ramifications, reiterating that journalists should be bold enough to confront injustices.
A bold media is more important now more than ever before to let people in government know that they have a rule of engagement. They swear to an oath and they must not depart from it. And that's why it's very important. And for us to do that, we must understand, and like Jide is saying, we must appreciate that it's an enormous role. And to play it, we must understand the rules. We are not saying that we should be reckless. There is the ethics of the profession which we must follow, but we must do that with some understanding and be very bold about it.
Journalism is a way of life and a state of mind and needs to be done objectively.
Journalism is a state of mind in which, in fact, there's some people they call the activists. These sort of people always want to correct or mention out or say out, stand up for others. The journalists of today, or several of us, are not activists. We imbibe the tenets of virtue of integrity, virtue of dignity. Me? No, I won't take that. No, that cannot be in my domain.
The highlight of the event was a presentation of awards to recognize journalists. Jumoke Adebare, Kaftan Television News, Lagos.